Myself and my team at Adstra, we've spent over $50 million in ads. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 things that we know that make ads work and how to make it work after $50 million in spend. Now, this video is for you in particular if you don't believe ads work for you, you tried ads and they didn't work, or you're doing ads and you want to make the ads work better. The 5 things I'm going to be going over in this video is number 1, ads aren't enough to make you money. There are 3 rules associated with the ads that you need to remember. Number 3 is there's no real bad number, only a bad business. Number 4, it's not if it can work, it's how can you make it work. And then number 5 is give away your best stuff for free, give away the sauce, sell the spoon. So before we get into that, it's kind of like what we're going over today. That's who it's for. A little bit about me. My name is Jake Roper. I'm the CEO and founder of Adstra. We've been running ads for folks for 3-4 years. And like I said, we spent over $50 million. We generate leads and book calls for people. If you're an e-commerce company, I can't help you. Sorry. Different video. Go find a different video. I can't help you on this video. This one is just for lead-based and appointment-based businesses, SaaS, software, home services, local businesses, etc. So, number 1 is ads aren't enough to make you money. Little story here. When I had first started Adstra in the beginning, started running ads for Adstra. So like, hey, look, since I'm an advertising company, we got to be able to advertise. And that's a little nod to all my folks that may be watching this who are a marketing company and you don't market yourself. You do cold outreach, you do whatever. You do cold call, blah, blah, blah. You should be marketing yourself, right? Because you're doing that for clients. So they're going to see you, and if they find you a certain way and they're supposed to be your client and you're supposed to market them as one of your clients, then they're going to look at what you're doing in marketing and be like, well, they're not even marketing. So safe to say, if you're not advertising yourself as a marketing company, figure that out, right? But a little story here. So it's like, okay, we need to advertise for ourselves. When we started, I was spending very little, maybe $40, $50 a day, and leads were coming in. I was running it to one of our free reports, and leads were coming in, and I'm like, they're not booking. And the ones that booked were not qualified. And I'm like, oh my God, like this is just not working, right? And then the ones that were qualified on the sales call, I couldn't sell them. Okay? What I realized is that leads that come in through paid ads are a little bit slippery, right? They're a little bit up higher on the funnel. They're not as aware of their problems. There's not a lot of urgency. You can do a lot in your marketing to get them there, but I didn't recognize that, right? I didn't recognize how good you had to be in your lead nurture and your engagement and doing content and stuff like that to couple with paid ads to make the sales process easier. But essentially, I blew like 40K before I made paid ads work, meaning I got money back from the paid ads. And you might be like, oh, what a terrible investment. But figuring that out has made Adstra millions of dollars and future multi-millions of dollars, right? And so my point that I'm trying to make is that like ads alone isn't the silver bullet. There's no such thing as a silver bullet. It's 1,000 small BBs, as Alex Ramosi says, right? And ads are just a key piece. The landing page is another key piece. The lead nurture is another key piece. The sales process, the sales follow-up, the sales script, the offer, all key pieces that need to be dialed. And until you have all those, right, the way I look at it is it's like a lock, and you want to pick the lock. And when you pick the lock, you have to pick each individual section of the lock to make sure that you're picking the lock, right? So ads are just one piece of the lock, all the way down to your offer and your sales process. That's the rest of the lock. And in order to pick it, to crack the vault open to make a lot of money, you need to have all those dialed. And so what's beautiful about ads is that you can see each individual place where the lock may not be picked. Are the ads getting clicked? Are the people qualified, right? Are they opting in? And then are they booking calls? And other people that are booking calls, are they buying? And how fast are they buying, right? And are these the right people? So you need to have all those things, the metric associated with all those, they need to be dialed. So if your ads are getting clicked really well and they're opting in but they're not qualified, you got a targeting position issue, okay? If you have all those things and they are qualified but they're not booking, you have a booking rate issue. So that's your follow-up, that's your phone calls, that's your emails, that's your text messages, that's your retargeting ads, etc. So you can remove all emotion from it. Because let me be honest, like 40K down the drain, I'm like, I was a little bit nervous. But I knew that it was a lead nurture problem. I knew that it was a sales problem. I knew that it was an offer problem. So I knew what to work on. Don't stop running the ads if it's not an ad problem. It wasn't an ad problem, right? It was an offer problem. post-click, post-lead problem that I had to figure out. And so let it be known that like $40,000 was very inexpensive to learn this multi-million-dollar skill for my business, right? So if you knew that you had to spend $40K to figure out how to make millions of dollars in the future, wouldn't you spend that $40K as fast as possible? That's the point. We have some clients that we worked with in the past that get a little bit afraid when they're spending 10, 15, 20K on the ads, but understand that it's a golden goose that once it's figured out on both sides of the equation, the marketing and the sales, the offer, right, the lead nurture, the phone call script, right, how you pick up the phone and how you talk to them, that all needs to be figured out in order to make money. It's a collaboration between sales and marketing, and we don't sell for our clients, right? And so once that is figured out, what we've seen from our clients is that they make a whole boatload of money. Like recently we had one of our clients that was like making $40K a month, breaking even with her margin, and she's on track to do 180K this month. Yeah, a few more days left in the month, 180K. So pretty cool. But she already had a dialed offer, she already had a good sales team, and it's just we implemented it and it went. So ads are not enough to make you the money. There's a lot more involved, and my point is that you can't stop just because you see some money going down the drain. It's not money down the drain. It's you're paying for the learnings required to make a lot of money. So number 2 is 3 rules to marketing. Anything is better than nothing. Okay? Some things work better than others, and nothing works forever. Now this is an important one, because if you're not marketing it yourself at all, anything is better than nothing, right? Doing something every day is better than nothing. Depending on the stage in your business, you should be advertising or marketing yourself every day for 4 hours. And if you are the CEO, if you're the executive, if you're the leader of the company, you should be doing that. That's the front line of the business. The executives that are driving revenue should be on the front line, sales and marketing, or one or the other, okay? Some things work better than others. So it takes some time to find the best ad, the best funnel, the best follow-up, the best follow-up script, right, to call in your leads. So if you're not constantly iterating on that, then you're just burning money. So look, if you're spending money on ads and they're not working and you're not doing anything to optimize it, you are in fact burning money. But if you're testing 20, 30 new creatives every week, if you are split testing headlines, if you are split testing offers, if you're getting feedback from your sales team and manipulating based off of the objections that they're getting and the take rate of your offer, then you're not wasting money. You're actually doing exactly what you need to be doing, because eventually you'll get there and eventually you'll be very happy that now I can put money into a machine and it spits this much out and we can scale to the damn moon. Okay. And then number 3 is nothing works forever. So that great ad that you have, that great offer that you have, it's going to go, it's going to be gone. And so why it's hard to find people in my space, especially in the info space, or especially in the marketing space, that last a long time, because they rest on their laurels and they don't innovate. And so you got to really love this. You got to really love what you do in order to maintain. And for the companies that have been in business for 10, 15, 20 years, I applaud you, and I hope to get there at some point in the future. And I know it takes an abnormal amount of due diligence and an abnormal amount of accountability of I'm not good enough yet. And that's okay. And we're going to keep trying. We're going to keep trying new ads. We're going to keep trying this stuff, because nothing lasts forever. Your referral pipeline won't last forever. That good ad you have won't last forever. That good funnel you have won't last forever. And you got to maintain the stature on that, which really kind of comes down to continuous improvement. So number 3 on the insights here is there's no real bad number, only a bad business. This is a funny one, because we've had clients in the past that were saying that, oh, the cost per lead number is too high. The cost per booked call is too high. Our CAC is too high. When in fact, and I know I'm speaking to some of the mature businesses here, when in fact it's just a bad business. The best businesses that we work with don't care what we're spending to acquire a customer, don't care what we're spending to get a lead, do not care at all what we're spending to get a booked call. Because here's the thing, to be very transparent. We can get leads for very cheap for our clients. We can get booked calls for very cheap for our clients, but will they be qualified? Will they have the intent? Will they be there for the right reasons? Because we could say, hey, get everything you want in life for free on an ad, and we can book as many calls as we want. Will they be the right person? Will they have the budget? Will they be there for the right reasons? Will they be warmed up and engaged for that call? Probably not. So we'd prefer to pay more for a better lead. We'd prefer to pay more for a better call. And we would also prefer to pay more for a better customer that stays forever. So if you are focused on the front end, that's fine. I get that. But there's a time where your focus shifts to your product, your service. How can we ascend people? How can we create a continuity offer? How can we create an attraction offer? How can we make it easier for people to buy and stay for years to come? And so the CAC number compared to LTV, you really, the mountain is moved when you make LTV much higher, not CAC. You can bring your CAC down forever, but when you start spending more and you start building the team and you start doing that work, it's going to be more and more expensive to acquire a customer, and that's okay for the best businesses. Okay, I'll give you a perfect example. A company called Deal, fastest growing startup in the world. Their CAC payback is got to be a really long time, but they spend an exorbitant amount of money on ads, and they completely monopolize the market for payroll software, especially for remote teams, because they don't care what they pay for a customer. Look, their ads are not that good, and if you're working at Deal, or you're an executive at Deal, please let me know, because I would love to have a chat with you. But they don't care if their ads are not that good. They make a lot of ads and they put it all out there, and they have UGC stuff, and it's they're running global ads, and they're running ads on all platforms, and they don't really care because they're the fastest growing startup, and they keep their customers probably for a very long time. And that's for me, that's a really great customer to work with, right? But that's the thing, that there's no real bad number. Dan Kennedy said there's no real bad number, it's just a bad business and a bad model. So optimize your model and then come back to the ads and be like, well, you know what, even if I miss a little bit here, or even if I overspend a little bit on a lead, on a booked call, on a customer, who cares? We're making 50K, 100K, 300K, 500K per customer in their lifetime. Fine, I can do that, cool. Number 4, it's not if it can work, it's how you can make it work. And I hear this all the time. Hear this all the time in calls, hear this all the time from comments on the ads, on YouTube, etc. It's like, how do I know if ads will work for me? How do I know if? And the way I look at that is like an expert frame. Because given that we spend 50 million in ads, we understand that it's always how, not if. Something about this particular campaign made it not work, right? It's not that ads don't work. It's the same way that if you're an HVAC person, it's not that like AC doesn't work if one person's AC is not working. It's like this about their AC doesn't work. Or if you're in IT and they were dealing with problems, it's not that they don't believe that IT doesn't work. It's just that this in particular infrastructure did not work. And I can go on and on and on and on and on about this. If you're a software company and your code is broken or whatever, or if they tried another vendor that does something similar and they say, well, then this social media tool doesn't work. And it's like, no, it's like social media tools in general don't work. It's like, no, it's like that one didn't work and here's why. So the veteran frame on this is that once you know an industry or know a market or know a function of business really well, you understand that like this, in this particular instance didn't work, but it doesn't mean that the entire thing doesn't work. It doesn't mean that marketing doesn't work just because that one ad campaign you ran didn't work. It's that one ad campaign had this and this and this that was wrong, and that's why it didn't work. And here's what you should try. And by the way, in our school group, which if you want to join our school group, $97 a month, but you can get 30 days, get your money back if you don't like it. I help folks personally build their ad campaigns. Either you're looking to get your first call, or you're looking to get your next 100 calls, or you're looking to get your first 10K a month, or you're looking to get your first 100K per month, or beyond. Is the best way that I can help you personally, because folks in there recognize that like they start running ads and inevitably it doesn't work. Right? And we walk through, okay, well, here's why it didn't work, right? We have one of the guys in there, Sean, who started running ads and his landing page is all messed up. He wasn't getting opt-ins, wasn't really getting clicks. And we just worked through a 2-3 week period. And now he's booking calls, now he's getting leads, and now it's working. And there's still things to work on, like his calling script, his lead nurture and stuff like that. But safe to say, it's a process, and be very glad that that process is working if you think how. Because Sean came in and Sean was thinking, how can I make this work, right? And so that's if you want kind of personalized, done with you help. If you're looking for done for you help, you can download a free report and look at how we do it and then book a call, or book a call directly, no problem, with our team to see if we can possibly help you get started on booking more calls. Number 5, give away your best stuff for free on ads. Give away the sauce, sell the spoon. Now, I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on this one funnel, which is giving away a free report. For our clients, we spent north of 50 million combined with us on free stuff, on their best free stuff. And what does that do? Well, I'll give you a comparison here. Let's say, for example, you're a business and you're comparing a vendor, and you have vendor A and vendor B. And vendor A just gives you a promise and says, yeah, we can do this for you, right? No problem. We promise we can do it. It's this much. Do you want to do it? Okay. And then vendor B is like, well, here's something for free actually, and shows you that we can, demonstrating to you that we can do this. Do you want to do business? Do you want more of that, essentially? I'm going with B. And it's the same way for any consumer business, service business, software business, what have you. Is if you can demonstrate your value before they purchase from you, there's built-in trust, and people only buy from you if you have know, like, and trustness. And by running ads, you'll have know. If you run them correctly, you'll have like. And if you give away free stuff, you'll have trust. So give away your most valuable stuff for free, sell the implementation, give away the sauce for free. Okay. And that's all we ever do for our clients. So like I said, if you book a call below, we're going to be walking you through kind of how we do this for other folks and how we create this free stuff. And we do it done for you completely. If that's the situation that you're in, I suggest you have to be over kind of 500K per year, at least. We do work with companies that are doing 10, 50, 100 million. And that's fine. But at least 500K. If you're less than 500K, I'd recommend joining the school, how I can best help you moving forward. But that's it for the video. I hope you learned something today. If you like the content, you can subscribe, leave a like, comment on what else you want to see, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.